It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
You ready for this, brother?
You don't think 2 out of 3? Oh,
No.
I'm ready. I know 2 out of 3.
Well, poor guy. You think the Reds are going to beat the Brewers?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Well, it started game 1. Hello,
yeah,
Greg
brother.
Holmes, Roger Rabbit, William Finnerty. Yeah, well, they're not going to. Come on now. we live in real land here. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be red land here.
Is that what it is?
Yep. Like their old ball field they used to play on years ago. They said Redwood Field.
Yeah, well, for some reason, those teams up there, Brewers, Bucks, and Packers, they all play in fields of glory. You know what I'm saying? It literally. But hey, are you watching this saga with Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, yeah. I've been listening to it going back and forth.
So who do you think is right in that whole deal?
I've already said it. I said both of them are in the wrong. I'm going to tell you why.
All right, I'm here. I'm listening.
All right. I've told you. All them years, they promised to get him more than one receiver.
Okay.
All right. They only went out and got him one receiver and a tight end and a running back, finally. They took them years to get him a running back.
Well, yeah, but the Packers have never had a running back. Not a good one.
Not a good one until recently.
Well,
Yeah, Jones.
I look at it in a different way. The guy threw for top 5 passing yards.
Yeah.
Over 4,400 yards last year.
Yeah.
He had 52 touchdowns.
And was MVP.
And he won the MVP, and they're like, oh, he needs a better offense. Get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? He's got.
I'm just talking about over the years, they never did that for him until recently.
Is that okay?
I think they waited too long, is what I'm saying.
I think that Aaron Rodgers has turned into a overpaid crybaby.
He just wants to be a Jeopardy host.
Right. Well, I think that he just wants to live out in California. He's got that new girl, that new girlfriend.
Right.
And, you can't blame him for wanting to be home more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But then I blame ownership, too, on that, too. Because, they never, it was on them, to not come up with the players.
Well, what didn't they come up with? You know what? You can't tell me you need more offensive weapons if you had 4,400 yards passing, 52 touchdowns, and you won the MVP. You can't tell me that you need more.
Well, they didn't help him out on defense.
Oh, sure they did.
Well,
sure they did. You know what I think? I think that, and this is what everybody says, the reason that he's holding out is because they didn't call him to make a franchise decision about the first round pick when they picked Jordan Love, and it was disrespectful.
But see, I don't agree with that either on his point, because he's not the GM. It's not his decision. He's not the owner.
Right.
Not his decision.
No, I would have preferred them to just give him a call out of common courtesy, but it wasn't
But it
about
would have
courtesy.
been nice.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been nice to give him a call. But some teams don't do that with all their players. And then Packers ain't the only team,
But a lot of people don't. That's kind of my thing is you're a quarterback.
Yep.
I think that these guys forget who they are and what they are, whether it's basketball, football, baseball.
And who pays them? It's
Right.
the owner.
Right. I don't know. Good morning, Leslie. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Sean, Craig, and the other Sean's on there. I saw, there's Stroik and then there's Bowden.
Stroik.
Yeah.
The German name.
Is that German?
It sounds German.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
Sean would tell you that. Sure.
Yeah, so we're going to see this saga play on. Check this out. This is what makes me so angry about professional sports. I don't mind, I believe in capitalism. If you can make money, great.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, exactly, Greg. He said, tell Rodgers to quit being a whiny ass. And I agree.
But I agree. He has whined, and that's the problem, because you can't whine when you're, like I said, you're not the owner, you're not the GM, and you're not the fan who pays for your salary.
is it a slap in somebody's face to say, oh, I'm going to miss mini camp and, I'm going to lose $500,000, but I don't care because I have so much money that $500,000 doesn't mean anything.
Pretty much. That's what he's saying.
Because that's what he did. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, he forfeited $96,000.
And then I heard his big wide receiver stood up for him and didn't show up to the camp.
He did. But this is the culture that we have now. We have this culture, and it's reflected in the NFL like nothing I've ever seen.
It's kind of what's going on there is kind of what we've been seeing.
It is in its totality.
It's whining until you get your way.
Right. Oh, I'm an elitist. Yeah. I have millions and millions of dollars, and I want to go.
It's basically being a snowflake.
And then you have other elitists in the media saying,
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, it doesn't matter because Aaron Rodgers doesn't need the practice. He doesn't need. Okay, well, what about his teammates, the ones that aren't making the big money, that need to know the timing and how Aaron Rodgers operates, like the rookies? Does that make sense to you?
No, because it actually hurts the rookies because rookies see what the veterans are doing and they're saying, this is how we do it. It's just like when you're teaching the kids something as they're younger. If you teach them to follow the wrong path of life, that's how they're going to turn out.
Exactly. I don't know.
Exactly what's going on here.
I'm a little bit of a purist. Okay.
Me too.
We don't know everything that's went on in the Packers locker room, but he has went to the NFC Championship 2 years in a row. By the way, Aaron Rodgers has the worst record in NFL history in NFC Championship games. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think he has the right to dictate to a team or hold a team hostage to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he's done to the Packers.
Right.
I said, I see it from both sides, but I see more of the problem coming from his side.
Right.
Because he's now, it's this new counterculture thing.
Do you remember the good old days? Yeah. NFL players running out with the American flag? Do you remember the good old days? Okay. Do you like Brett Favre?
Yeah, love Brett Favre. I think Brett Favre is one of the best.
Technically, I think Aaron Rodgers throws the ball better than Brett Favre.
Well, I think he's got a better
release
point.
Well, but here's what I'm saying. You go back and you watch those games, and when Brett Favre had less to work with than Aaron Rodgers did.
Yeah, he did.
And that team played for him because why? Because he was a leader.
Yeah.
Now we can extend leadership into any area we want, whether it's politics, whether it's, our education system.
But I see what you're saying. Favre didn't become the GM on the team. He became a leader. Because back in the day, football players and all sports players had different mentality levels.
Well, he took what was given to him, what his job was.
But a lot of whininess goes on in sports, like LeBron James.
Oh.
He's a perfect example. We're eliminated 4 straight games. I can imagine.
Can't stand LeBron James.
I can't either. And I didn't even know they got eliminated in 4 games because I don't follow the NBA no more.
No, neither do I.
And then someone told me.
LeBron James is a big part of why I don't. Literally.
He is. He's the main reason.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He's entitled,
Because he acts like he's the commissioner of the NBA. That's why I quit watching it.
Well, here's the thing. On the other side of this, folks, and you guys are going to know what I'm going to talk about here. There's this other element here. You allow somebody like LeBron James to come in, and the NBA is afraid to say anything wrong about LeBron James.
Right.
Like his China fiasco and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Does it seem to you that the NBA and the commissioner have become a lot like the ballless men that we have in this quagmire, really, in time that we have in this country? You're afraid to stand up for what's right. You're going to let people steamroll you because you don't have a pair of balls.
They don't have a spine. That's the problem. They do not have a spine. They yellow bellies is the old terminology.
Good old yellow bellies.
Yep.
That's what they should call the Lakers, the yellow bellies.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, throw a little purple on it.
But no, I look at all this stuff. I look at the other night. We had the fight, right?
Yeah.
Paul.
Which, I was disappointed.
You wanted to see a knockout just like everybody else, right?
I was like everybody else. I was waiting for him to get knocked on his stuff in the first round.
Okay, so did you watch the fight before that one?
I watched all of them.
Okay, did you see how many times that guy held on?
Yeah.
Like he was literally the fight was going to be over. You hold one more time.
Yep.
And then you watch the Paul fight come out, and Mayweather is getting held for a lot of the fight.
Yeah, and it was pretty much the same deal.
Right. So Mayweather says, Mayweather Jr. to be exact.
Yeah.
He's done. He's not going to do another exhibition. He doesn't need to. He's
done proved.
He's super rich, but he made more money in these exhibitions than he did in boxing.
That's crazy, though.
How do you take a YouTuber and people say, well, Logan Paul's a real fighter? They showed. Yeah, put Logan Paul into a fight with somebody not in the top 10.
Right.
Just anybody that's a professional fighter in his weight class.
And I'm sure a lot of the fighters, the boxers, will tell you it takes more than a year and a half to become a boxer.
Well, and this is what I'm saying.
And a professional one at that.
Is it just me, or do we see this twisted ideology that is somehow, everything we look at, what used to be pure and good is bad?
Right.
Okay. Now, you take somebody like Logan Paul and you have all these people, oh, he's a real fighter. He's a real fighter. And I'm thinking to myself, what? I mean, really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's upside down. It's backwards. Not saying that he couldn't turn into a real fighter.
Right. It takes more than a year and a half, I'm sure.
It takes more than a year and a half, and you can't fight KSI and lose and then go against Mayweather and hold him. I swear that ref was like letting him get away with stuff.
Oh, I know.
Mayweather said if it would have been a real fight, he could have knocked him out by the 4th round.
I think it was a real fight. I thought he would have him knocked out in the first round. That's what I was waiting on. I thought he was going to knock him out pretty quick.
And I thought that it was kind of a setup.
It was, because there's no way, like me and you said, a boxer's going to hold his hands down right to his side. You're a boxer. You're supposed to be right up here in your face.
Right.
Blocking.
Right. Yeah. No,
I
completely agree.
No shuffling of the feet like a real boxer. Just running around like I felt like I was watching a comedy.
It was a comedy
because it really wasn't a boxing match.
Right. Well,
what is fixed to me? Like
what is Logan Paul? Light heavyweight?
Probably.
Somewhere's in there.
Yeah, and he may be tall. I mean, he's like what 6'6", they said.
Yeah, and he's like 190.
190 though. He's lightweight.
Yeah. No, that's heavy. That'd be a light middleweight. No, that'd be light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight. Yeah.
Yeah, and Floyd was 150.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
And much shorter.
And way short. Yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm talking about. You look and grab your phone, and that's all we're seeing, literally, is those types of stories. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's the Logan Paul fight. It's, LeBron James, whatever LeBron James says. LeBron James never went to college. He never went and got a degree. He never did anything other than play basketball.
Right.
And if he didn't know how to do the crappie flop, Craig.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean.
And he's the one that got that rule put in.
Like, take a dive. Just
Remember
take a
when
dive.
He used to do that? Yeah.
Drive
to the hole. Oh, I got fouled, ref. I got fouled. He'd be the first one to get the call, too.
Well, do you think LeBron James is top 5 all time?
No.
Neither do I. Number 1's easy.
To me, it's MJ.
Michael Jordan, number 1.
Hands down. And that's hard for me to say that because I'm not a big North Carolina fan, but you got to give the man props.
Well,
and I did through his career because I realized, hey, we're watching somebody special.
Well, that's a fact. And again, let's go back. The good old days.
Yes.
Remember when they loved America?
Yeah.
Remember?
Patriotism was hot. I mean, it was like the Hulk Hogan era, brother. You know what I'm saying? The 80s and all that.
Michael Jordan stopped by the local Boys and Girls Club to sign autographs and talk to, remember those days?
Yeah.
And now what do you hear? This person may have raped this person. This person's holding out. This person was caught,
all the most un-American things you can think of.
Yeah. I don't know. And that's the problem with this country. Americanism.
Yeah.
People better start celebrating it again.
Yeah. See, this is what globalism brings in.
Is it globalism?
Yeah.
I mean, you even take NASCAR. Okay.
Yeah.
Something with the
it used
deep
to be so
South.
Pure, man. Racing was pure.
You can't even advertise Second Amendment stuff in NASCAR anymore.
Which is unreal.
Yeah. I mean, banks won't do business with certain people that do that. there's a problem.
Yeah, we have a problem.
Listen to this. It's National Egg Roll Day. Do you like egg rolls?
I'm not big on egg rolls, but
I suppose it's got some goodness in it. National Ballpoint Pen Day.
Yeah.
It's, who doesn't like those? It's National Iced Tea Day. I wasn't a big tea drinker until I came down to the South.
Really?
Yeah, now everybody drinks tea.
Yeah.
Maybe it's sun tea, maybe it's,
Mom used to make sun tea a lot, and regular tea.
I just like tea. I love lemon tea, peach tea, raspberry tea.
I'm not a lemon tea guy. I love lemonade and I love tea, but I don't like them mixed together.
Really?
No.
You're weird.
No, I'm not in the same boat. I mean, there's a lot of people that's in the same boat as me on this.
Really?
That I've met over the years.
I think they're just lying to you.
They said that when you mix them, they just doesn't taste right. And it's right.
Oh, you mean there's some things that are supposed to be just
left
one
alone,
way?
Just pure.
Pure.
Left alone.
Okay, what if you go out on a date and from the waist up, you love what you see?
Yeah.
From the waist down, there's a surprise.
Ooh.
Is that kind of like lemon tea?
That would be lemon tea. Sure.
Yeah, okay.
That would be.
Yeah, that's,
that would be a.
Hello, John at Kittle.
That'd be like a.
Dan Jackson.
One of my stories here. Bane Stain.
How about it's National Black Cow Day?
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh.
You know how many different variations of Black Cow Day there is?
No.
There's a lot. There's Angus that are black. There's some Holsteins that cross that are black. There's Wagyu that are black.
Yeah. Then we got brown cow. You've got.
But I got to say this. I mean, let's just say it for what it is.
Right.
It's National Black Cow Day.
Ooh.
Think about that for a second.
Careful. We got to be careful.
We got to be careful because don't you dare say National White Cow Day.
That's right.
Or how about brown?
National Albino Cow Day.
Well, why didn't they do the National Brown Cow? There are golden Guernseys. Yeah. There's jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But today, no, we only celebrate National Black Cow Day.
Oh.
Okay. Are people becoming more retarded? Can I just say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been thinking that myself.
I'm just, you get to a point where you keep reading this crap.
You're thinking, man, is this real?
It's overflowing.
My la land.
Right. It's like a, okay, have you ever been to a concert?
Yeah.
And you go in, whether there's bathrooms and you go in there and so many people have used it that it's overflowing. Have you ever been in that situation?
Yes. Yeah.
It seems to me that the media and crazy people and, the super elites, they have filled the toilet to capacity. It's over the top now.
You saying it's overloaded with crap?
Bull.
Yeah. Malarkey.
Honky. That's right. We've even turned words like honky into bull honky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's racist. Yeah. It's also National Herbs and Spices Day. That's pretty good. Yeah. So last night, I did a little magician work on the grill. Okay, well, I actually did too.
Herbs and spices.
Well, the wife, she's like, you can make that chicken for supper. And then I was like, how do I make that chicken? Hello, Gilbert. And she says, well, you can put it in the rotisserie because we got to air whatever,
Oh, you got an air rotisserie.
Or got an air rotisserie. And then we've got the oven. And then we've got air rotisserie. That is like, I've never used it before. Didn't know. So I was like, come on, Morgan. Come on, Colin. We're going to make this. So on one, we chopped up sweet peppers, stuffed in the chicken, and then I injected it with some Tony Chachere's, some beer, and some butter. And then beer can chicken, I popped the beer, shoved it in the end of the chicken, made that in the grill. Then in the stove, a regular oven, we made like a regular chicken, injected it with just, butter and herbs.
Right.
And then I told the boys before they went to your house last night, I was like, while I'm out doing this on the grill, can you take this stuffing and push it up the chicken's butt and just fill it up? Then put it in the oven, because I had already preheated the oven. So I come back in. I think that they must have thought that it was gross or you weren't supposed to do that, because all the stuffing was around the chicken and it looked like gravel. Hello, Dan Maynard. It did. It looked like gravel. But I'll tell you what, they both turned out pretty tender. They both turned out pretty good. But that Tony Chachere's with that beer and those peppers, it melted my heart.
Usually when they do that, man, it's good eating.
Oh, it was. And then, I got my little meat thermometer thing.
Yeah.
So there's no more guessing. Like
that's the key right there.
Well, when I used to grill when I first started, it's hard to become a grill connoisseur and then look at it. Yeah. And you're like, okay, I'm going to see if it's done all the way through. And then you take the knife and you check it.
And then all the juices come out.
Yeah, not anymore. It's boom. Okay. It's at the temper. It's not.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's easier. So what is your favorite herb?
Well, I don't know. That's a hard one. Pepper?
Pepper.
I don't know. I'm a good cook.
Pepper.
It's probably not an herb.
Name an herb. Name me 3 herbs.
You're okay.
Just 3.
3. Ganja.
Okay, that doesn't count. Although they are doing a ganja cooking show on the Food Network now.
Yeah.
So
I'll check that out.
Yeah. How about cilantro?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about oregano?
Yeah, oregano's good. I like that on pizza.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you just one herb.
One herb.
Yeah.
There's basil too, right?
Oh, you got one. Okay.
Yeah. I just thought of it. I was like,
oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that that makes me feel good that you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no kidding, especially when I'm not a cook.
Well, I mean,
not a chef either. I'm just a baker, but not a real baker.
Yeah, you're a McDonald's connoisseur, right?
No.
I should say fast food connoisseur.
That may sound better.
Okay, I love Dan, but I'm going to tell you folks something. You go and look at his car on Friday. He pays my daughter sometimes, what she loves, to go clean out his car. And during the week, he acquires McDonald's, Hardee's, Culver's, Freddy's, steak burgers. What am I missing?
The one up here in town.
Oh, the chicken place?
No. Sonic.
Sonic? Okay. Every week, it's all on the floor. It's all ready to be picked up. Because, you're eating on the run.
Eating on the run.
All the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we gotta quit that. You gotta start to love cooking.
Yeah.
Because it's an art form, and it's actually fun if you can take the time to just sit back and relax and do it.
That's my problem.
Is it?
I don't really take the time to sit back and relax.
Yeah, well.
I'm always on the run, man.
On the run. Do, 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 do.
Yeah. Baby, I was born to run. That should be my theme song, by the way.
What's that? Born to Run?
Yeah. But, I'm going to go with Maine Stain.
Maine Stain.
Yeah, man. What's up with Maine, man? They got a lot of weird stories going on.
Yeah, they do. It's kind of weird. The East Coast, just in general.
Yeah, but especially Maine. Like, we've had some weird stories coming out of there recently. This one, no different. Mystery substance staining beachgoers' feet in Maine identified as bugs.
Ew.
Yeah. An ocean researcher said the mysterious black substance that has been staining the feet of visitors to Maine beaches is actually the crushed remains of tiny insects.
Ooh.
The York County Parks and Recreation Department said on its website that the Department of Environmental Protection officials were investigating after multiple visitors to southern Maine beaches reported the bottoms of their feet had been stained by black substance that was difficult to wash off. The substance was initially thought to be algae, but John Lillibridge, a recently retired oceanographer from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, examined a sample through a microscope and made a surprising discovery. Much to our surprise, It wasn't some kind of algae or an oil spill like you would expect. It was just a whole bunch of dead bugs in the water, Lillibridge told. Lillibridge said the insects have wings smaller than a pinpoint. Talking about those ballpoint pen day. But in such large numbers, they cause dark stains when stepped on. Steve Dixon, a marine geologist with Maine Geological Survey, confirmed Lillibridge's findings. This is the first time I've seen or heard of this in my 35 years. Dixon told the Portland Press Herald, normally this time of the year, we get calls about too much seaweed on the beach and the swarming flies that hang around the decaying seaweed. This wasn't that.
That's
Your
weird.
thoughts, Mr. Hans?
We're talking about bugs. And, I mean, there's some weird bug stuff going on. You remember, well, you're afraid of water, but did you ever go to the beach?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember those damn horse flies that, were
Yes.
like 6 feet long?
And they come attacking you.
Yeah, they had samurai swords, and they hurt. It's kind of the same thing when the seaweed came up. There's a lot of weird stuff with bugs going on.
There is.
Okay, so, hello, Susie Q. We had a story. I didn't even pull it up because we know about enough to talk about it. But in Ohio, there was a car crash.
It happened in Cincinnati. I heard it.
The land of poisonous nuts. And what happened?
A cicada flew in the guy's window and it caused a wreck on the highway.
A what?
That's a cicada.
They were drinking the poisonous nut water. But it just didn't happen there. Okay, so literally there are stories everywhere of people getting hurt from cicadas right now.
And that guy was an elderly man, too.
He was.
Yeah, it was probably like the old guy that hit me.
Well, okay, so we've got these bug stories, right, all over the world. And you start taking this, and it's almost of biblical proportions, right?
Right.
Okay, so I didn't bring that one up, but listen to this. Listen to this. Cicadas. A plane carrying President Joe Biden's press corps was about to take off, and then cicadas swarmed his plane.
Oh, boy.
Dead serious. This is, look at this. NPR. Okay, now, you remember, we were talking about, this year being the X year.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
But tell me, is that biblical proportions when a president's press corps can't get off the ground because their plane is swarmed by cicadas?
It is biblical. I believe so.
It's a little weird. It says a plane carrying dozens of journalists preparing to take off from Washington, D.C. to cover President Biden's first trip abroad was delayed for several hours Tuesday evening. A swarm of cicadas was evidently looking to hitch a ride to Europe with the press corps. A horde of Brood X cicadas had filled the plane's engines, causing mechanical issues that delayed the takeoff. Eventually, the White House aides had to find another plane for reporters to make it overseas. The creepy critters arise from the ground every 17 years at the peak of their mating season from the East Coast to the Midwest. In their few weeks above ground, they've caused quite the nuisance for pets and humans alike. I don't know. That's just really weird.
It is.
To me.
Yeah.
I would like to know who's all in the press corps.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what CNN guy do you like the least?
No.
Tapper?
No, that reporter, daggone, what's his name? I passed him at one of the rallies and said something to him.
Really? You don't like him?
I don't like him.
Is he the fat, pasty, bald-headed
He's the one
prick
that talks like this and thinks that he knows it all.
What's his name?
Oh, daggone it. He used to get into it with Trump all the time. Remember Trump telling him to sit down?
CNN show.
He just telling him to sit down, remember?
Well, here's the thing. Wouldn't it be awesome?
Acosta.
Oh, Jim Acosta. Yeah, I don't like Acosta either.
Him and his little buddy that watches him all the time at these rallies, his sidekick.
Yeah, I'm not an Acosta fan, but wouldn't it have been awesome?
Acosta looked at me like he was scared when I was talking to him.
Really?
He was like, oh, my God, this guy's going to kill me or something.
Well, he obviously didn't know you.
I know, right?
There's not really a violent bone in your body.
No.
And,
but I guess if you push me to the limits and involves my kid or my family, then it's time to step up the game.
Well, imagine this, Jim Acosta.
Yeah.
And you shove him outside and let the cicadas attack him instead of the plane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that would be really...
That's classic news right there.
Oh, Mike Yehudie's in the house. Awesome. How you doing, brother?
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, there's something with it. It's just not the cicadas.
Right, it is.
We have...
And I thought he soiled himself, by the way, I was going to say.
Really?
Yeah. Because seriously, the look he gave me, like...
Well, remember this. True story. Cicadas right now are eating off their butts, becoming sex crazed, and when they tested them in a lab, remember they were high on meth, and what was the other one? They were filled with meth and something else.
Yeah.
And nobody knows why. They can't figure it out. So, which kind of gives credence to your conspiracy theory about them dropping stuff off from the sky.
Well, most certainly.
Okay, now...
Doesn't surprise me.
Why in the world do we have the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, giving a warning to Americans? Are we eating bugs now on a regular basis?
That makes me wonder.
Because the FDA came out and said, don't eat cicadas if you're allergic to seafood.
Mm-hmm.
The FDA released a statement saying, don't eat cicadas if you're allergic to seafood.
I want to know how they're tied into seafood.
Well, first of all, I want to know how in the hell do they know that a cicada could cause somebody to become sick if they're allergic to it? I want to know.
I want to know how they know it's the same allergy.
Well, so do I. Sean says, is the meth in the environment? That's the only way that we can understand or try to think that it could be there.
Right.
They've taken these, it was meth and...
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you want to get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.